right, so I want to welcome everybody to the iPhone, iPad, smartphone, it'll work for everything, Photo Safari. Now I need to let you know the origins of the Photo Safari before I do this, because I wanted to do this a different way. So I happened to be in New York City. About 2 years ago when they were doing something in Central Park. So the Apple Store closest to Central Park, I don't know, anybody from New York, can you help me with that? What's the name of the one that's closest to Central Park?
It's the one downstairs.
Yeah, no, not the one downstairs, the other side of Central Park.
Upper West.
Upper West, yeah, Apple Store, Upper West side. So I'm in the I saw in the Apple Store, Upper West side, they had this thing that was the smartphone photo walk in Central Park and things like that. So I was like, well, this is interesting. So I sign up for it, I go along. There is me, 2 people that are actual normal people, and 7 Apple executives doing this thing. So there's these people that start doing the little tour from the Apple Store, like the geniuses from the Apple Store and stuff like that, and I just didn't think they were doing a very good job. So what did I do? I took over their photo tour. I didn't know anything about Central Park or anything like that. And they offered me a job in that Apple Store when I finished. I said, I don't live in New York City. I'm just a visitor. I'm here from Miami. But I took their concept and I made it my own. And what I originally wanted to do is I wanted to do the Photo Safari as a shore excursion. That was the idea, not doing it on the ship, doing it as a shore excursion. Celebrity Legal looked at me and said, no way. They said, just for liability purposes, stuff like that, I want to do it as a shore excursion. Where I really wanted to do it, the idea of the Photo Safari was to do it in Warnemünde, Germany. If you've ever been to Warnemünde, Germany, that's a little town right by Berlin. If you don't want to sit in a bus and go to Berlin for 6 hours, you go to Warnemünde. That's the logic there. So I wanted to do it in Warnemünde, Germany. They were like, no, you can't do it there. But what I started doing, we're not going to be doing it on this cruise because unfortunately we don't have many ports. But they have the semi-private journeys that they have now with Celebrity, if you've seen them. And I've been going along on the Caribbean cruises with one of the semi-private journeys every single cruise we've been doing it. And we've been going out in port, and we've been taking pictures. And I'll show you. Let me find my monkey picture so you can see. I took some of these on the private journeys. I gotta find it. My depth effect. Time-lapse, slow-mo, last import. Where's my monkey? Depth effect, here we go. But like this is one of the ones I took. And you can see the depth effect for the monkey, how we have the little baby. Where's my favorite is the little baby with the blurred out background and everything like that. These were taken with the phone. Think about that for a second. So the goal of this class was originally, okay, you would take this after you took the main camera class to learn how to make your photos even better. So that is the goal of what we're going to talk about today. I need to find one more gadget that I happen to put in here, which is my Windows phone, and you'll understand why in a couple seconds' time. But what I want to show you first is I want to show you something that you've never visually seen before. It's not a monkey. I'm going to show you something you've never visually seen before, which is actually camera stabilization. Why these cameras have gotten so good in these phones is because they can actually stabilize themselves now. And this is where it starts to get really cool, if things want to behave with me. They can actually stabilize themselves now. There's the monkey. Okay. Let's go ahead and stabilize itself. Oh, I have it on here. Cool. I have it on here. Cool. So I'll show you a really cool thing because I have it on my phone here. So this is a Samsung phone, and the reason this is a Samsung phone is because I'm going to show you something that you've never seen before, and this is in all the iPhones and everything like that, because do you know who makes the camera sensors for all the phones?
No.
Sony. Sony makes the camera sensors for every phone. Sony doesn't make a lot of stuff themselves, but now they make the camera sensors.
Move it around. And this
You
is
see
what's
that
going to
camera
keep your
moving
videos and images
inside of
clear
there?
while you're walking or holding your phone.
So,
There's two
like you
ways
say,
to stabilize
I've
images.
never
There's
seen
optical
this
image
before
stabilization,
visually.
and there's digital image stabilization. The
And
digital is just a
stabilize-
software.
This
where
is
it
in
takes
all of
the
your phones.
megapixels and
So
kind
this
of cuts
tech
off
is actually in the camera
corners of
lens
it.
in
You
all
can
the
stabilize
phones,
it that way.
and that's how it can get low light shots and different things like that, because it's actually stabilizing
Right.
your
Regular cameras don't
video.
have that.
Regular cameras don't have that. Yeah, it's
Is it
actually,
running continuously?
it is running continuously. It runs continuously when the camera app is open.
It's- yeah.
Okay.
So when the camera app is open, it does run fully continuously, which is what's really cool.
Wow.
So it's actually running in the background all the time when you have the camera app open, and you can go in and you can do all of those different things with the
Behind this lens.
camera app. It's actually, well, it is the lens. It's not behind the lens. It is the camera, and if you move the camera while you have the camera app open, it's very finite movement. You won't really see it on here, but it is actually moving and stabilizing your shot, which is something I'd never visually seen before. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing, and then we're going to go into apps. I want to talk about the flash. What I want you to do is I want you to pay attention. I'm going to take a couple pictures with the flash. And I want you to notice something about the flash. I'll take one here, I'll take one here, I'll take one here so you can see what's going on. I take a picture, just watch the flash. Don't watch the physical flash on the camera, don't watch the screen. It fires twice, doesn't it?
Yes.
Watch again. See, it fires twice. Here's the question though. Why does it fire twice?
Red eye.
Has nothing to do with red eye. It has nothing to do with red eye and everything to do with the flash on these newer devices. If you have at least an iPhone 5S, which I think everyone has, or an iPhone 5, you actually have multiple colored flashes inside of the flash. So you have multicolored flashes inside of the flash. Now, that is very hard to see on an iPhone because they're all inside of one bulb. But one of the cool things is it's very easy to see on a Windows phone. You might say, who has a Windows phone? I guess I do. But watch this. I'm going to show you. When I hit I'm going to show you this on the screen. Let me see if I can hold this. This is the first time I've ever shown it this way. Do you see that you actually have 3 flashes there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's actually inside of the flash bulb on your phone is 3 different flashes, and they are 3 different colors. So you see how you have 3 different hues that are going there. What you have is you have a normal flash, which is like this. That's a normal flash. Then you have different color lenses. You have one that makes a scene warmer and one that makes a scene cooler. So you'll see what's cool is my little flash, which this is something that's on the list. This is actually called the Manfrotto Lumuse 8. Just so you see what that is I can take, it's down by Gadgets. I can take this flash right here, Manfrotto Lumuse 8.
Oh, okay.
Just so you can see what's going on there, and you'll see if I have this normal thing, if I have this normal one, this is just a normal lens, I have a diffuser on. If I want to make the image seem a bit warmer, I put on a warmer filter. That's actually the cooler filter. Put on a warmer filter, you see it makes it a little more
Yeah.
yellow, it makes it warmer. And if I go like this, I make it a bit cooler. Your flash in your phone has all of these different things inside, and I lose this little thing that has the different filters on it all the time, has all the different things right inside of it, and it metrics the first flash to figure out the proportions of those other flashes to throw out.
Wow.
Does that make sense? So that's why your phone is flashing twice. It has nothing to do with red eye. It has absolutely nothing to do with red eye. It's flashing to figure out what proportion of those flashes to actually throw out. And I think what's cool, this is something that the iPhone's lacking, all the other phones. I have to tell you, I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to believe. I really like the Windows Phone. The problem is there's no apps that are available for it. There's no Google Photos for it. There's nothing like that available for it. I mean, this phone has a physical camera button. If you press the physical camera button, it opens the camera. You press the physical camera button again, and it takes a picture. Because what Microsoft does is they owned, or they still own part of Nokia. You've heard of Nokia, they own it. And the best camera phones were actually made by Nokia. So this is actually, I would never recommend this to any of you sitting in this room because there's no apps. You try and get an app, it's like, no. But as a phone, as hardware, this phone is years ahead of its time. Because I don't put in a pin, I don't put in a fingerprint, I just look at it, it takes my irises and it opens with my irises. I can plug it into a dock and I have a full Windows computer. The problem is there's no apps for it. I bought this for $130. Originally it was $900. I bought it for $130, just to give you an idea of how badly it failed. But I think it's a great phone. So what I want to do first is I want to look at some apps, and then we're going to take some gadgets on the run, and I'm going to show you. Now this one's a really cool camera app. It's called Fat Booth. Ever heard of it? We're going to go right down the list. Anybody staying for next cruise or coming for President's? Oh, you are. Okay, so she's staying for next cruise. You're probably staying for a bit, right? You're coming for President's cruise and all that. Okay, so if we take a picture, I'm going to show you what she's going to look like at the end of the next cruise.
That's not good. Oh, Fat Booth.
Oh, man.
Oh, Miss Christina has to say it. Our granddaughter has this.
Here's Fat Booth.
Yeah.
Yummy.
She changes
And
our faces and everything all the time.
I lost 50 pounds also.
oh, really? So that's
So she doesn't want to see that.
Wow.
no, it shows her how far she's come. That one's called Fat Booth. It's a free app. Like I said, when I've got the apps here.
Do you have a thin booth?
No, I have another app. I have another one that I'm not allowed to use anymore because it did something real bad. It's called Aging Booth.
Oh.
If you take a picture of someone who's already aged and you put it in Aging Booth, you're like, oh God, no. Which is do I have a reverse? No, I don't have Baby Booth. But so I recommend you download any of these apps that don't have the 2 stars on them. Should be free. The other ones I want to make sure I show you a little bit more in depth of the paid ones so you can see what's going on. This next one is called Fast Camera. Now, remember how I talked about pressing the volume buttons earlier in the class if you wanted to take a picture? What you can do with Fast Camera is it takes pictures as fast as your phone can physically take them. I'm not pressing anything. It's an app I downloaded called Fast Camera. You open it and it immediately starts taking pictures as fast as your device can take them.
You can hear it.
So I've taken 221 pictures.
And why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Sports photography, grandchildren, all kinds of useful things like that. And then what's cool is, instead of holding out and taking a burst, once you take the pictures, you go to review in the app and you say, I want to keep that one. And I say save. And then I can say save to camera roll. And I say, I want to save it. Do I want to delete all the other ones? And I can say delete everything else, and it makes it really easy. I can go select all and delete once I get the ones I want. But the trick is, it takes pictures as fast as your device can actually take pictures without you needing to press anything. You just open up the Fast Camera app, and it takes pictures as fast as it physically can. It's a really, really cool app. Next one's useful. You are not going to actually see me use this one. You're going to see it on the screen. You'll see what I'm going to do on the other side. This is one to take back to the kids. It's called Selfie 360. We've probably all taken a selfie before. But I think I have selfie. S-E-E-L. Selfie 360. So what you do is I'm going to go there because I'm going to injure myself if I do it in this little small room. I'm going to take a selfie, but I'm going to spin around and it's going to take a 360-degree selfie. So I'm going to go out right in front by the cabinet. You'll see me live on the screen still. But what I'm going to do, I can't do it here or else I'll hurt myself, is I'm going to spin around while taking the selfie, and then it takes a selfie as a 360-degree photo. So.
Oh, cool.
You still see me, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
Spin around.
I'm trying. Let's try that again. 2, 1. Oh. Ship rocking. Okay. 2, 1.
Oh, lost you.
There we go. Oh my god. And then I have on my phone, you'll see a much better refresh rate. I actually have a full, it was sickening, 360-degree selfie. But that was not a good idea to do on a day after we were rocking, but I'm okay. That is called Selfie 360. The next one is kind of a holiday app, but it works anyway. It's called Elf Yourself. You might have seen this one before. It's actually made by Staples, the office supply store, or, well, my mistake, Office Depot. I don't need you to initialize. I just want to work. Okay, so you just take a photo. I need yet another elf. She's sitting right here, whether she knows it or not. Oh, wait. Elf number 2. And we go in. I'm going to show you some more useful apps in a second, but let's go ahead and dance. Just to give you an idea, you can put it in, you can download it, you can do all those different ones. That one is called Elf Yourself.
Yes.
Now, there's one we already looked at in the main class, but I want to look at it again. I want to show it to you a little bit more. Out of all of these, this is the one you should download first, Camera 51. Free app. It's a very unique app in a very strange fact. Most apps come out first on iPhone and eventually make their way to Android, because iPhone's where the money is, iPhone's where the users are. This is a strange unicorn app because it came out on Android first and then went to iPhone. Now you'll see that with Google apps a lot of the time, but you don't usually see that with other apps. So this came out on Android first and then went out on iPhone, and it's called Camera 51. And as I was saying, what it does is it does the rule of thirds for you. So this is the one that analyzes your picture, and it says you need to put her right there. Or you need to put her, instead of putting her in the center of the picture, it's going to analyze and it's going to say, well, it's going to say it doesn't like that. It's not perfect because I got multiple people in the picture. But it wants me to put her in the third there. So it actually analyzes your picture and it tells you how to take better pictures. There we go. See, it's showing me how to take a better picture while I'm doing it. It's called
Yeah.
Camera 51. It's a really, really cool application.
Does it come up on your camera once you
So,
download
no,
the
here's
app?
the thing. It's its own app which accesses your camera.
So you gotta go into the app.
So you use the app to figure it out. What it's going to do is it's going to give you a better eye, and then you can go back and use your camera with the grid. Does that make sense? So to give you a better eye on what you need to do, then you go back and you use your camera a little bit more with the grid. Now, I'm going to show you something that's kind of cool. What I find really interesting is when Google solves a problem on Apple products. If you have an iPhone, go ahead and open up your camera app on your iPhone. This won't play on an iPad. If you have an Android, you don't have this feature yet, but what's interesting is Google has solved this problem on people's iPhones. If you have an iPhone and you have at least an iPhone 6S, you'll have something that looks like a little concentric circles in the middle. That's called a live photo. That's why when you look back at your pictures, if you have it, it plays a little bit of video before you take your picture and a little bit of video after you take your picture. Apple didn't make good sense of live photos, but you know who did? Google. They made an application called Motion Stills. And what Motion Stills does is it automatically animates live photos. So these are ones taken in the dark, so. But like this is me and Matthew, who's the international host. This is us taking some pictures the other day. But this is Rolando and the Bermuda Triangle. This is me with my drink in the Bermuda Triangle. So it adds a little bit of fun.
So if I push that and take a photo, it will do that?
If you push that and you take a photo, it's going to record a little bit of video before, a little bit of video after. But what this is going to do is it's going to animate your pictures. It's called live photos. It's really quite cool. So even like, where's my picture of beer? You see, you can actually see the beer bubbling a little bit. You can see it turning. This makes sense of those live photos. So if you turn on live photos, you download Motion Stills, and it makes sense of live photos, which is what's really cool. Now, what a lot of cameras lack is cameras have an image sensor. They have a camera sensor, but they don't have a sensor to really tell you spatial perception. So, did you ever see the movie The Matrix?
Yeah.
This app I'm telling you about very likely won't exist much longer because it was bought by Facebook. Facebook's still keeping it alive until they integrate it into the Facebook app, but it's called Fuse. F-Y-U-S-E. They updated it. Let's see if it still works. F-Y-U-S-E. Yeah, I'm going right down the list. I'm going to see if I can take a picture here. Go ahead and I'm going to have you stand up right here. You're going to be my victim again because we have the most space to move around you right here. I need to make sure I can get all the way around her. So just come in a little bit. I need to be able to fully circle you. Perfect. No, this is okay. I want you to come just a little bit. Perfect. So what's cool is you can actually capture an object in 3D space. So this is a full, it's not a 360-degree camera. Essentially, it makes it a 3D camera. So I can go in, I gotta make sure I can do it. Tap object to 3D capture. Okay, you're the object. Press and hold. Oh, I gotta go this way.
How would it work if she moved around?
She doesn't move around. I have to move around. It's measuring the sensors on my phone, so it has to see the phone move. Her moving wouldn't do any good. But then what I have is I should have a full, so you can have a seat. I now have a full 3D scan
Oh, wow.
of her. So you see I can actually go all the way around. It's kind of like the Matrix. I'm streaming this to a TV, so it's going to be a little, but oh wait, I can actually just move, oh, I'm making it too hard for me. I can actually just move around and see her in full 3D space. Which is what's cool. You don't do that to a person, you do it to a building, you do it to something like that, and you can look all the way around it. It's using all the sensors in your camera to actually figure that out, which is what's really, really quite cool.
You also work for Android phones?
Yes, it does work on Android as well. Action Movie FX. This one's really cool. Action Movie FX. It's done by Bad Robot. You might notice that logo because they make a lot of the TV shows that you see nowadays. Bad Robot is owned by J.J. Abrams. He's the guy who did the Star Wars movie and did all those like that. So there's some Star Wars stuff inside. I don't want the Star Wars. I want the original. Oh my. Camera 50. Yeah. So I can go in and I can have a missile attack. That's how you can add a little action. You've got her in the green shirt right there. When I point to you, you're going to pretend like you're about to get struck by missiles.
Yeah?
Screen. And then we go in.
Oh, she was just got blasted.
Oh dear.
Don't show your grandkids that one.
Oh my God.
I think that one's cute.
Bye-bye, Granny.
Bye bye Granny. Action Movie FX. I'm gonna show you Pixelmator at the end. I'll show you that one last because I want to show you some taking pictures, then we'll go to editing pictures. Microsoft Pix. Microsoft actually made a camera app for the iPhone that's better than the camera app that comes in the iPhone. What you've noticed is, I love Apple hardware, but you notice that I use software from other people, which is kind of interesting. Pix. This is Microsoft Pix. What it does is it takes multiple pictures and combines them together to get a good photo, which is what's cool.
It's like Robert Burns.
It's not, no, just like what?
Robert Burns?
Burns.
No. So, hold on. Robert Burns, you're talking about the, Robert Burns. I thought you said Ken Burns. I don't know who Robert Burns is. Ken Burns. I was
Oh,
gonna-
you mean Ken.
Ken Burns is moving within a picture. It's not combining the pictures together. This is going to take a single picture and combine it together. What Ken Burns does is moves around a picture to make it look more like a video. So it actually does some processing on the picture, and it makes the picture look a bit better than it would normally look. Now here's the thing. All of these free apps, just experiment with. That's the goal. Now, you're not going to be able to see the difference on the screen. Or actually, you can see a little bit. That's before. That's the image that I captured. And that's the image that Microsoft made. Now, you won't see a big difference on that screen, but if you look, I can't show this to everyone, but you see it's actually gotten rid of some of the highlights and different stuff.
Slightly.
Slightly.
Yeah.
I agree. I took a reasonably good picture, but I agree on the slightly perspective. But it's just the fact that it's there. I like to show that one. Prisma, though. This was the #1 app of the year last year on iPhones and iPads. It also exists on Android as well. Prisma. And you can see I actually have it in a folder called Best Apple 2016. So I actually have a folder that's got the best Apple apps of 2016 in there. What you do is you take a picture. Let's find someone I haven't taken a picture of yet. Picture. Okay? So we take a picture, and it's got all kinds of different effects it can do with the picture. So we can make her look like Rio de Janeiro. I can make it look disco. Make it look like a comic book. The powerful thing is it's doing this all in the cloud. So, I mean, that looks like she got someone to paint her.
Yeah.
That looks like she got someone to paint her. Prisma. The only one I skipped was Pixelmator, because I want to go ahead and show that last intentionally. Because I have to think of a picture I can pixelmate. So I can go, hey yo, we're gonna get rid of that. Okay, so that's Prisma. Yes.
There's quite a few Prismas in here in the App Store. Which one is it?
Well, here's the problem. It's the okay. It's probably an iPhone app. That's why you're not seeing it. So if you click on the iPad, you can say iPhone apps, and it'll show you the iPhone app there.
Sorry.
So it might just be an iPhone app. Here's the thing. When something becomes the app of the year, people are going to make a lot of crap with that app's name in it. So just if you're ever unsure, in the last class I'm going to give you my email address. If you're ever unsure, I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot. You can send me a screenshot. I answered 4 emails this morning from people from previous cruises while I was on the toilet.
You did one 3 years ago. I sent you one immediately.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I don't know how I do it either.
Does it?
I don't know how I do it either. Some people say cocaine. That's why I always get randomly drug tested. Okay. This one is one I hope none of you need. But this is a really cool app. It's called Horizon. Remember how I said the wrong way to take a picture is like this?
Yeah.
This forces horizontal photos. So if you've
Oh.
got someone that always takes vertical photos, it forces them to take horizontal photos, whether they like it or not. So you'll notice, even though I'm taking the picture up and down, does it fill the whole screen?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
It fills that whole screen. Now watch, so what it's doing is it's essentially zooming in. So if I move the camera like this, watch how much bigger the picture gets.
Should have given that to your girlfriend. Maybe she'd still be around.
She had other problems too. But, she had other problems too.
Obviously.
Let's be honest there.
What is this now?
It's called Horizon.
No, this is Horizon.
This is Horizon. Horizon, but what you'll see, you're seeing something a little different on the screen. If you look at my screen, I can't actually show this out to you on my screen, but you notice it's got that little box right there?
Oh, yeah.
What's in that little box is what's actually recorded. If I go like this, you'll notice that box gets smaller, but it's still filling the whole screen back there. That's what's cool. So it forces people to take horizontal photos no matter whether they take them in one way or the other. Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
does this horizontal photo any different in quality than if you do it without?
No, this is just one for the
Just-
people that
alright,
mess up.
that-
Yeah, it's
alright,
just one for the people that mess up.
Alright,
Nothing special there. It's just
Okay.
one for the people that have made mistakes.
alright.
Front back, very simple. I showed a 360-degree camera in the class the other day. I didn't show it today. I showed it a couple days ago. Called front back. This is what came before that. It's called front back. What it does is it takes a picture from the front camera and a picture from the back camera and puts them in the same picture so you can see what you're reacting to.
Oh, cool.
And like, boom, boom, and it puts it together in one picture. And I've got.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cute.
It's cute. It's a cute app. I just
Yeah.
like showing that because that's a cute app. Manual. Anybody shoot with a normal camera here? Like a real
Not
normal camera?
anymore.
Okay, if you shoot with a real camera, the manual app gives you full control of your camera.
Wow.
ISO, autofocus level, something that came in iOS 10 was the full ability to actually control the camera. Now, it's not going to show sideways because I want it to, but you can choose your ISOs. If you know what any of this means, it's actually really cool. It has to do with your lighting. You can choose your shutter speed. You can choose all of that right there. One of the funniest things to watch, I'm going to tell you, is someone trying to take a picture of the Northern Lights. We're going to see the Northern Lights in about 3 weeks or so, if you're staying on this ship. Probably when we go to Norway and we go to Iceland, and there's chances we're going to see the Northern Lights. What a lot of people don't realize is, you can have any of you seen it before? You can hardly see it with your eyes. The trick is you have to take a picture and you have to have the camera lens open for a long time. And to keep the camera lens open for a long time, you have to have the camera still. This gives you full manual control over your camera. It's called manual, but it's a really, really cool one.
Can it force focus?
It can force focus as well. Yes, it can force focus as well. And Camera Plus. The only cool thing about Camera Plus, it's hard to demonstrate, but what this app will allow you, no, not Camera 51. What Camera Plus will allow you to do, if you have an iPhone and an iPad, you can set up your iPhone somewhere and then use your iPad as a remote camera, as a remote shutter.
Wow.
So you can use your iPad as a remote, so you set this up. Again, this is another one that won't go sideways because of the nature of how it's working. And then you can set up your iPad. You see there's this little parachute thing right there. You set up Camera Plus on your iPad and launch Camera Plus on any two devices, enable Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on both, and then you have a remote control for your camera. Which I
So
think-
you'll get an iPhone photo in your iPad then?
No, so it'll show on your phone, but it will stream the information from one to the other.
Because the photos aren't as good on the iPad.
No. So your remote control, it's like using the iPad as a remote control for your iPhone. You're using your iPhone's
You need a
camera.
tripod for your camera?
You don't really need a tripod. You can lean it against the wall. You can lean it against the wall if you
Yeah.
wanted to. I'm going to show you when we go walking later, I'm going to show you a tripod for my phone. I'm going to show you an insane tripod for my phone. That's actually a really cool tripod.
Which one are you using in your hand?
This?
Phone and the iPad is somewhere?
You would put the phone somewhere else and then you'd use the iPad in your hands to control the phone. So you can remote take pictures. That's the logic. So you're streaming.
Camera Plus now.
That's Camera Plus, yes.
Okay.
Last app I want to show you is called Pixelmator, and then we're going to take a look at some gadgets. Pixelmator.
Mm-hmm.
And what Pixelmator does is it is a photo editing app, and I guess this is the photo I decided I wanted to edit. That's an interesting photo to have edited on there last, but I guess I can do that. Let me go ahead and make a new photo. So it is, I'm sure we've all heard of Photoshop before, right?
Yep.
It is the equivalent of Photoshop on iPhones and iPads and Windows computers and all that, but it's significantly cheaper. I need to find something I want to manipulate. Okay.
It's like AI as well, right?
It has artificial intelligence on it as well, yes. It has artificial intelligence on it as well. I'm looking for a picture I can do this with to give you a little idea. I think I have a picture. I think I can do it with this picture. Let me just get rid of this. And if I wanted to erase something, like say, let me turn it sideways, that'll work a lot better. If I wanted to erase, say, that lamp right there,
Right.
I can go in. Yeah, it's thinking. It's going to take it a little bit to calculate that. And I should be able to erase that lamp if things want to behave with me. I usually do this on my iPad. What just happened there? Maybe I didn't do that right.
So you can do this on your Mac too?
Yes, Pixelmator's available on iPhone, oh, okay. I have to hit retouch, not erase. Sorry, had that wrong.
I know what you're getting for your birthday. Jack.
Okay.
Well, that one wasn't perfect. Let's go ahead. I'm trying to pick a picture that will work well with this. Let me pick, I need to make a new image. Sorry. Okay, pick a new image from my photos. This is why I did this last, because it's going to take me a second. Let me find something I can modify and remove from a picture safely. You have to know, you kind of have to have an eye to figure out what you're doing here. But if I wanted to remove something from there, I could remove.
Let me
Okay,
make a mistake,
perfect.
you can always go
No,
back.
I got something. I found something. I got a picture of me, and it'll show up on the screen in a few seconds. I want to remove my name tag.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So I go in, I say retouch. You see my name tag there?
Gone.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. Yep. Undo. So if I wanted to get a little closer, which is what I'm going to do, so I have a better. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. Undo. Okay. I need to use 2 fingers. So there's my name tag right there. If I want to remove my name tag, boom.
Well, how does it know not to whiten your whole suit in that?
What it's doing is that's why I was looking for a specific area. What it's doing is it's copying the pixels around it and blending them in. So if I wanted to get rid of this little X right here, now that's not perfect, but if I got closer,
Uh-huh.
oh, what did I hit? I hit undo. So I hit that little X.
I could do this on the computer.
Uh-huh.
Can you take away wrinkles and?
Yes, you can
Yeah,
get wrinkles and all that
make it so
stuff.
it looks
Here's the thing.
thinner.
This is, I call it poor man's Photoshop, but it's actually not poor man's Photoshop. It's better than Photoshop because it's a lot easier to use.
Yeah.
And all of your stuff will transfer in iCloud. So if you do it on your Mac, it'll go to your iPhone, it'll go to your iPad, it'll go everywhere like that. It's a full photo editor, and you can layer things over different layers and stuff like that. I'll show you something really cool you can do with this. Watch this.
You can paint hair on a bald head.
Oh.
Don't take it that far.
No, I
Watch what I can do. I'm
use
going to use
elephants.
her picture right here. I'm going to show you something really, really cool. Okay. So I've taken that picture. I say use photo. I'm going to try and do something. I'm not sure if I can do it. I can go add a layer. Oh, I need that photo again. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to make this work because this is really cool. I want to show you something cool. Okay, so we're going to take that picture. We're going to go into Pixelmator. We're going to use that photo.
Get rid of my chin wrinkles.
No, I'm not getting rid of your chin wrinkles. Sorry.
Take the glasses off?
I'm not going to take her glasses off. I'm going to do something very different. If I can get things to behave. This is what happens when you don't use an app for a little bit. It atrophies. Here we go.
It gets worse when you get older.
I know, I feel you. So I go in, I have the same picture. I'm going to take her picture. I'm going to have her picture here. I'm going to put another copy of her picture on top of the original picture. And you might say, huh? Then what I'm going to do is I am going to make the picture black and white. Then, I want to show you how powerful this piece of software is. Then I'm going to go in, and if I wanted to, I could actually erase the color layer. I would get the pink layer. Oh. Yeah, I could, I hit paint, hold on. I hit the wrong button. Undo, so we're going to have that other layer. We're going to add it on top. Photo editing is not something you really want to do in front of a group of people. Just to mention that, just for purposes of me saying that what I want to do is I want to erase, I want to paint, I can go in, I can do, oh, here we go, erase. There we go, now I got myself. I figured out what I needed to do here. And I see done, and then what I need to do is if I take this color layer and I set up that layer as a color, I thought I knew what I was doing. I should not do Never do video editing in front of people and never do photo editing in front of people. If you know anything about tech, you should, okay, I've got it now. I figured out how I'm gonna do this. Okay, black and white. I wanna show you how powerful this phone can actually be. And I've got that black and white photo, then I go in and I say paint erase, soft eraser, and if I have this right here, I can actually,
Color on top of the black.
this is how you make colorized photos. So where you just have a rose that's colored and everything like that.
Yeah.
You can do layers, you can do all of that from your phone. Think about that for a second, from your phone or your tablet.
I've seen it done, now I know.
Now,
And is it free on the phone?
no, this one's like $5
That's
app.
okay.
It's like a $5 app.
Because I paid 35 on my laptop.
On your laptop, yes.
That
It's
was a
a,
long time ago.
it's a separate app for the phones, but it's only like a $5 app on the
A
phone.
one-time fee.
One time $5. If you want Photoshop now, the only way to get it is with Creative Cloud, which you have to pay every single month for. Okay, so I'm going to show
You
you.
can't sorry,
Yeah,
you can't download it on the iPad.
you can download the iPad. Yeah, yeah. It's on the
Still
phones,
need to-
phones and the iPads. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of gadgets, and then we're going to go out and do some shooting scenarios. I'm going to show you a couple of gadgets while we wait for Rolando to come in. Yeah.
Is that available for Android or not?
That one is not available for Android. The only two, okay, on this list, the two that are not available for Android is Motion Stills and Pixelmator. I think the rest of them are available for Android. I know the rest of them because I have an Android phone as well. So there are equivalents. So like Fast Camera may not be called Fast Camera, but there are equivalents for taking pictures quickly on Android. I want to show you some gadgets, and then we're going to go out and we're going to take a walk around. I'm going to show you some stuff for about a half an hour or so. The gadgets I want to show you, you've already seen this one. This is the first one. This is called the Scott E-Vest, and it really does have a lot of pockets. That is not a joke. I really do, for some reason, keep 100 Russian rubles inside the jacket. I will get to use them this year because we'll be in St. Petersburg at the end of May.
I wanna know.
But the biggest secret to Russia, I'm going to tell you one of the best secrets to Russia, Uber. Uber. If you take a taxi in Russia, they're going to cost you a fortune to get from. Have you ever been to St. Petersburg before?
Yes.
To get from the ship terminal to the Hermitage Museum, which is a long distance, cost $1.22 American.
Oh my God. And
If you pay a taxi, they'll charge you $45 because you're a dumb tourist. But if you go in Uber, it costs like $1.22 American.
Amazing.
It's amazing. I spent $30 last summer. I got all around St. Petersburg, Nevsky Prospect, everywhere for $30, for less than a single American pay to get one way somewhere.
Wow.
Uber is super cheap, but everywhere else in Europe it's super expensive. So that's a little set. Now the eye roller. I put this in here. I like to bring this gadget. Where's mine? I have two of them, but I don't know if I have two of them in this bag. Eye roller. Yeah, I do have two of them. So this is pretty cool. I showed this the other day in when I was in the Michaels Club, but this is a screen cleaner for iPhones and iPads and Androids and all those. Go.
I know, because whatever I do, I still don't get it clean.
Pulls all the fingerprints off, and when you need to clean it, you just put it under the wash, you put it under the sink, and done.
Wow.
How
clean.
much are they?
These are like $7 on Amazon.
Oh,
Not even. A
oh.
lot of the stuff I'm going to show you, now that we're talking about gadgets and stuff like that, a lot of stuff I'm going to show you, you're not going to find in stores. Why you're not going to find it in stores is to put this on the shelf in an Apple store, it would cost this company $1 million in placement fees, just for the lower end Apple stores.
Uh-huh.
And where do you think those $1 million in placement fees will get passed along to? This same product will cost $30 in an Apple store.
Mm.
It costs $7 if you buy it right from Amazon. So my goal is to expose you to some things that you would not see in stores. Cool, does that make sense? I want to show you some things you would not see in stores.
That's the eye roller?
That's the eye roller.
Can you get the best on Amazon too?
You can get the vest directly from Scotty Vest. Scotty Vest sells the vest directly.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing, there's some things I always carry with me, so I'm grabbing out some of the things I always carry with me. I'm looking for one more thing. I don't think I have enough things to carry with me, I'm sorry. Okay, I've got enough things here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's one I'm looking for that's probably still in the cabin, but it's okay. So this is the iPad and iPhone camera connection kit. And what's cool about this is you can plug it into your device. Now on Android, you can do this. They make something very similar as well to this. I have it right here, actually. You can plug it into the bottom of your device and then plug your SD card from your camera into it, and it'll bring all the stuff into your camera roll. What's very unique is if you buy a new Samsung phone, they include either this or this, depending on the connector on the bottom, And you can do the same thing. This goes into micro USB, and this goes into USB Type-C, just to give you a little perspective right there. So micro USB and USB Type-C. I also have some other gadgets. One of the gadgets I'm going to show you, I don't think I have it on this list today. No, I didn't, but it's on a list for, we're going to start talking about it maybe tomorrow or the next day, is this guy right here. This will work on iPhone or Android. It is a Wi-Fi flash drive. So you can expand the storage on your iPhone or your iPad. It's not on the list today. We will get to that another time. It's made by SanDisk. You're going to have it on another list, no questions. I showed this one. They make a whole bunch of different ones. This is the GorillaPod. This is what I showed during the class. I just want to make sure. What's cool, I didn't mention you can wrap it around different things. So if you have another tripod, what I need is, because I have a tripod that has a tripod that has a tripod, so I put it on the tripod.
So is your lecture on the channel TV? I didn't go to your.
So yeah, that should be on the TV channel. Yeah, that should be on the TV channel. Now, this is my selfie stick. I didn't show this before. It's a large metal selfie stick that has been used, for personally, honestly, for selfies and self-defense.
Self-defense.
Self-defense. I was using this in Jerusalem. I was on a tour in Jerusalem, and someone was trying to sell postcards to someone that was on the tour, and when the woman took out her wallet, he started going after her, so what did I do? I took my phone off, and I had some fun. I had to bend it back into shape. But,
You actually.
I also broke in half a shore excursions paddle. You know, those little, I broke one of those in half. That was a lot of fun. They come back, shore excursion paddle broken in half. They're like, why'd you break the shore excursions paddle in half? I was like, I was helping someone. Now, it seemed like the right thing to do at the time. Yes. Jackery Bolt battery pack. Awesome, awesome gadget right here. How many of you have a battery pack for your iPhone or your iPad? Here's the problem. You take the battery pack, but what do you always forget? The cord. This has the cords built in.
Oh.
So it has an iPhone cord and an Android cord built into the battery pack. It's called the Jackery Bolt. So this is a 6,000 milliamp hour battery pack that's got the iPhone cord and the Android cord built into the belt. She's got, what's that?
And that we got on Amazon again too?
Yep, you got that right on Amazon.
So you don't have to plug into
Oh, I
AC.
like this. She's got something I like. The ladies will love this. Look at this. Comes in your purse?
In a purse.
Is this like...
Sold in a small purse.
Oh, okay. So I've seen these. I've seen models of this as well. Kate Spade has a line that has a purse that has a battery pack. I don't have a Kate Spade purse. I'm sorry. It has a purse that has a battery pack inside of it. And here's what's cool. It has a little charger you sit the purse on, which wirelessly charges the battery pack. So you always have the battery pack charged. I got one for my mom. She never uses it. But I spent like $250 on it. But she's got essentially a version of this. What it has, though, is it has... That comes off, right? You see this little thing here? This is called something to lose, in my opinion. That's why I like this, because it's all nice and built in. Let me see, I've got a couple more things to show you, and then we're going to... You get that on Amazon. One of the few things I have on board that I show, I really do like this. This came in from a company called M-Edge, and this is the sack pack. I call it the backpack. They call it a sack pack. I call it a backpack. But I want to show it to you a little closer, because what it comes with a much smaller battery than I put inside of here. But here's what's nice. You see your little purse thing there that you showed me? That has a fixed size battery inside of it. The size of the battery that's there is the size of the battery that's there. What's nice is this has standard cabling. So it comes with the battery, but you can replace it with a bigger battery down the line. And what's cool is you have the port to charge the battery and the port for power out on the outside of the bag. So you can just plug it in and it charges the battery, and it will do a through and through charge. Meaning, if you plug it in and you charge the battery while you're charging your phone on there, you can do that. And you can just take it, and you put your phone there, and you're good to go. That's on the M-Edge sack pack. But I'm going to show you. The nerds in this room are going to die for this. M-Edge sack pack. Sack pack, backpack, back sack, sack pack, sack. I don't know what we call it. I just call it a backpack. They call it the M-Edge sack pack, but I call it the backpack. We have those on board. They're only $29, and it gets you the battery pack and the bag. It's not bad. The battery in there is not huge. The battery's not huge. It'll charge your phone once, one extra charge, but I like significantly bigger batteries, which you'll see later on. We're going to talk about tomorrow. This battery, which will charge my phone about 10, 11 times, to give you an idea. And it'll even charge my laptop once. This same battery will charge my phone, will charge my laptop. But these are very cool. I know you and your wife live in a mixed household. What I mean by mixed household, you have a mixed household right there. You've got, pass me your phone and your tablet. I'm not going to use them. Pass me your iPad as well. Okay? He's got a phone. He's got an iPad. How many charging cables does he need?
2.
Nope.
1.
This is very cool. This is from a company called Nomad. I love, 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 love this. It's got 3 different charging cables inside of it. So I can take this cable, plug it into his Android phone, charges his Android phone. I can then take this, plug it in to his iPad, charge his iPad, and, hold up, take this, plug it into my laptop, and charge my laptop from a USB port. This is from a company called Nomad. Oh, here's the thing. She's got a jingy jingy. Let's see the jingy jingy.
Oh, nice.
This is a jingy jingy. I call it a jingy jingy. It's fine. It's cute. It's a jingy jingy. Here's the problem though. This comes from a cheap Chinese company. I know I'm not knocking on you.
But it was a giveaway.
They're on Amazon. They're a giveaway.
It was giveaway.
Do you trust your $1,000 phone being plugged into something like this?
No.
That's my certain metrics. This is generally meant for charging. I agree. This cable will do everything. It's a braided cable. I know it's a gimme, but it's a braided cable. And the precursor to this was this guy, which I got at CES about 4 years ago. So this is before we had the lightning port, but it's got the dock connector, micro USB, and mini USB on one cable. So that's the precursor to this. But the name of this company is called Nomad. And they make some other, so I have, the only cables I use are these cables. I love, love, love these cables. But they also make this cable. This one's only for iPhones and iPads, but it's just a cable. And then in the middle, it's gotten pregnant. You notice it's gotten pregnant in the middle. But this is actually a battery that holds an additional charge for your phone inside of it, which is what's really, really cool.
Several things and charge them all.
No, this is one at a time. So this is one at a time, but you get a bunch of those cables, and I'll show you the last thing I want to show you from Nomad. I have one more thing. I did not bring my wallet today. I actually have a wallet from Nomad. I showed this on the gangway to the hotel director when we pulled in on Bermuda, and he's like, "You need to find me some way to get one of these." It's a wallet that has a battery pack built into it. On the ship, I don't carry a wallet. I just carry this, and that's everything I need. But if you see me off the ship in Lisbon, just say, "Show me your wallet." I don't care. I'll show you my wallet. But this is pretty cool. This is called the Pod Pro. And essentially what this has is it has a cable for charging your iPhone. But you see this white circle in the middle? What do you think that's for? Apple Watch. So it's got a battery inside, and you don't have to worry about bringing your Apple Watch charger because it's got an Apple Watch charger right inside of it. And my Apple Watch does need a little tiny bit of a charge.
What's the name of it?
It's called the Pod Pro. Now I'm going to show you one more thing, and then we're going to go on a walk for about a half an hour, and then we'll be done. We won't come back in here. I'm going to wait for the next group in here afterwards. But I want to show you one more set of stuff that I have, you see where it says Mevo Live Broadcast Camera? I'm going to show you that before tomorrow's class. That's this little camera right here. I'm going to show you how it works, but I can't show you how it works while we're using it, if that makes sense.
Where does it say that?
What? Mevo Live Broadcast Camera.
Richard, I think
Oh,
you
okay,
indicated
thank you.
yesterday that you would show us how to download the Google photo.
So here's the magic thing.
I thought
We can do
did
that
later.
not during this class. We can do this at
Later.
any time. Now that you're on the iLounge network, you can download the Google Photos anytime that we're in here. You can stop by when Orlando's here, when I'm here, before one of the classes or anything like that. So yes, we'll get you Google Photos before you leave the ship. Please don't
So if
worry.
we come like 15 minutes early
Yeah,
tomorrow?
you come 15 minutes early tomorrow. I'm always here about 20-25 minutes before. But I want to show you one last thing before the iLounge opens back up. This is really cool. These are the last few things. You've seen the flash. But I want to show you my iPhone tripod. So this is my iPhone tripod. It's from a company called Manfrotto. And here's my iPhone tripod. I'm going to open him up real quick.
Oh my.
He's a big boy.
Professional.
This is the one I used in the theater, and I used it for my Mevo. The problem is, I wanted to show you this, so I couldn't put my Mevo on it in order to show it to you. And it used to be in a kit that they don't unfortunately sell anymore. It used to be in a kit called the iPhone Video Kit. It used to be in the kit here. No, don't worry about that. It's not gonna. It's a screwed cap.
Okay.
It's good. But here's the cool thing. I can take my iPhone. I need my other iPhone, and I can put it right on here. I'm gonna take the case off. And the problem is, when you talk about securing an iPhone to something, do you feel super secure using a little mount like this that comes on a selfie stick to use there? What's cool is they actually have a tripod mounting plate right here. I take it, put it right on there, clip it in, screw in my phone. So actually screw in my phone right there. I've got my phone screwed in. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to broadcast this up on the screen because I want to show you one or two really cool things on here. So I broadcast this on the screen. Let's put this up on the screen. Come on. Doesn't want to show on my phone here. Let me see if I can make it show. But what's cool, I can only show you this on this phone. Because I can only show you this on this phone. Because my newer iPhone won't play with this for a very specific reason. But what's cool is, oh, here we go. Is I actually can use lenses on these iPhones.
What?
Yes. So I'm going to show you iPhone lenses, and then we're going to go on a little walk. Let me show you iPhone lenses real quick. I'm going to need a second to clean up after I show you this. But what's cool is you can have zoom lenses. You can have all kinds of different lenses that are available to use on your, come on, lens. No, it's actually a physical lens. These are what comes after this. You see how it says Olloclip lenses?
Yeah.
Here we go. So I'm going to show you this and you're going to go, oh my. So I have a lens here that will, believe it or not, actually allow me to zoom with my phone. Optical zoom. When you're zooming like this is digital zoom.
Yep.
You have a loss in quality.
Yes.
Watch this picture right here on the screen. If I wanted to get a wider angle, I can use that lens.
Plugs in the bottom of the light.
Yeah, it just goes over the lens. It's covering the lens. So it's actually a piece of optical glass that's going over the lens.
Similar, I just bought one of those.
So I go like that, and I get that. That's the baseline, is there. But what I can do that's even cooler is I can actually zoom as well.
I can't zoom on mine.
So I have a zoom lens as well. So I can zoom in. But here's the problem. Can I borrow a piece of jewelry from someone? I promise I won't steal it. Yet. No, small jewelry. Ring, yeah. So what's the problem if I try and focus on something like this ring here? I can't focus on it. You can actually get lenses that do macro. Meaning, that doesn't focus right there, but if I get something really close, you see it actually focuses. And if I need to borrow another iPhone to add more light to the picture, I can borrow another iPhone. And I can add more light to the picture. We can even see there's an inscription on here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there is. It says, Madam Sina. Made in China. Okay, sorry. But it's really quite cool. And the last thing I'm going to show you with this, and then we're going to go take a little walk. I'm going to pack up and we're going to take a little walk, is going to be, well, you have good audio, you have good video, but you know what you never have on these phones? You never have good audio, do you?
No.
You never have great audio. So the other cool thing, the last cool thing I want to show you from the gadgets list is my microphone. Now my microphone conveniently plugs on my iPhone 7 into the headphone jack. Someone stop me there. No, there's no headphone jack on my iPhone 7. What's cool is it plugs into the lightning port. And this is a full multi-directional microphone, which is what makes it really cool. So I can look in all kinds of different perspectives, all kinds of different ways with this mic. I want to show you real quick, and then we're going to go for a little walk on the open deck, and because we can walk on the open deck today, which is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up on the screen real quick. And so this is really cool. This is from a company called Shure. It's called the Shure Motive. And what's cool is I can actually choose how I want to shoot, the angle I want to shoot the microphone app. So I can say I just want the people right in front of me, and then ignore all the music to the side and everything like that. I can say all of these different angles, left, right angles, stereo angles. I can ignore noise. So if I'm shooting here, and I'm only shooting at a 60-degree angle, let me go low, it's not going to hear anything you say or you say, no matter how long you're talking, however how loud you're talking, it'll actually mute and figure out what's going on right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack some stuff up real quick, and then we are going to move out.
Do they
Yep.
make that for the Android?
Unfortunately, here's the problem. Let me explain to you the real problem, and this is good while I'm packing. A lot of these gadgets are just made, there is no equivalent for Androids, the lenses and stuff like that, because Android does not sell a single phone, a single model of a phone, in enough volume to warrant a manufacturer building something specifically for that device. As well as manufacturers know, let me give you another example of what manufacturers know. Manufacturers know that 2 years in a row, an accessory they make, they know they can invest in an accessory because it'll work for 2 years in a row on iPhones. It'll work on the normal one and on the S. Does that make sense? The Samsung Galaxy S8 that I'm buying in a few days, I'm going to have to dig and search and find cases for it and find all these different things for it. So the answer is, honestly, I know some of you have Android phones. I have an Android phone. There are certain things I love about my Android phone. There are certain things I hate to death about my Android phone. Before we go out, I want to make sure that during the class, everybody got the grid on today. Did we all get the grid on our device, and we've left it on our device? Okay, I'm going to put all this stuff in my bag so nothing walks.
Grid is the.
So it's in the settings, and you've got grid. We're going to take a walk in a few seconds' time as soon as I make sure everything is packed away in a bag, and it's not going to walk. My laptop can go.
So the grid is under the photos, right?
Yep.
7 option, 10 by 3 or square.
Advanced Cam 1. Okay. So in a couple seconds, where we're going to be going is we're going to be going to deck 5 and then to deck 14 in a couple seconds' time.
There you go. Okay.
I'm going to put everything in a bag. We don't need any of the things that we're talking about that we're bringing. You can bring your list. We're going to finish on the walk. So we will finish on our little walk that we're doing. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to grab my phone. I'm going to take this off the screen because I don't need people seeing what's on my screen because that's a little weird. And we're going to head out. So we're going down to deck 5. So we'll be on deck 5. We'll be a little bit, then we're going to go up to deck 12, and then we're going to finish up in the solarium. So if someone can't follow, I'm just going to grab my phone real quickly. Boop-a-doo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you with my water bottle. Cool, my phone's charged. Okay, let's take a walk. That thing with the iPhone 5S, I will make work for someone else.
I don't have the grid.
Yes, you do.
Yeah?
Settings. Photos and camera. And then grid. Okay, cool. That's it. All right, let's take a walk. Let me call Rolando. All right, Rolando, it's all you. Come on, guys, let's go. Moving on. Happy hunting.
Safari.
We're going on safari.
You look like you're ready.
I am ready for safari. I have water for 3 people. The rest of you, you know. Ooh. All right. I need to go grab a battery pack real quick. So I'm going to go back and grab my battery pack. I have a bit of a homework assignment for you while I go grab my battery pack. Here's what I want you to do. Try and take a picture of that sign. I'm going to go grab a battery pack. I will be back in 30 seconds. I need to go up to my office and grab a battery pack. We're trying to take a picture of the Ensemble Lounge sign. The camera's about to die, so I'm going to go grab a battery pack. And grab a battery pack. Everybody come down to the right?
better take.
I know, but it's a vertical light.
Pass or fail at the end of this.
Yeah.
So horizontal.
Sorry?
The battery was just at a very low percentage for the little camera. Why are you taking a picture of the sign? That's what I'm going to explain to you.
Oh. I bet we wanna use HDR here.
Not really. Here's the thing. One thing you'll notice is, how do we have to take our picture of this sign?
Vertical.
Oh, you have.
This is the exception to the rule. Remember I talked about an exception to the rule?
Yeah.
You want to go up and down.
Why?
Because if you go this way, you're going to cut off the sign. I want just the sign.
Oh,
Just the sign. Here's the problem though. You can either see the sign very good, or you can see the wood paneling very good. Am I correct in that assumption?
Well, the light at the back is obscuring the letter.
That's the point. That's why I wanted to show you this. The light at the back is obscuring the letter. Please be aware, this sign is not going anywhere for 9 more days. I'm just showing you. I'm catching my breath because I took this thing called the stairs. I don't know if
Yeah.
Well, I did it up though, so you know. Here's the thing though. We've got this sign right here, and this sign is hard to get. Can you get the sign and can you get the background at the same time looking okay?
Sorta.
Sort of. Let me make life a lot harder for you. Get me with the sign. Either I'm going to look good or the sign's going to look good. Am I correct? We're not both going. I'm going to take a picture while you take a picture. That's funny. We're not both going to look good in the perspective of that sign. So here's a really cool trick. What I want you to do is I want you to tap on the wall to let the darker areas go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another phone, and I'm going to point the light at me from another phone. And it's going to light my face. Does that make sense? That's something really cool you can do. A lot of people wouldn't even factor that, but you have a flash on another phone, so you can technically take that flash from another phone and use that to light your own face. And people go, yeah, never thought of that one, but that's pretty cool. Is that, yeah.
How did you turn it on? I don't.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this in the settings class, but all I did is I went to the main screen of my device, and not from the camera or anything, I slid up, and there's a little flash shortcut there. So it's a little flashlight on off shortcut. That's how I found things under my bed and everything like that. What we're going to do now is we're going to do, is the other side closed too? Can someone look across? I don't know if the other side's closed as well, of the deck. Let me, it might be.
Dog on the other side.
There's a pretty dog on the other side. Oh yeah, that dog. Is there a red rope there?
Looks like they're washing windows.
They're washing windows.
How dare them?
So we might have to go upstairs to do
Looks
that.
like it's open though.
It looks like it's open? Okay, let's go outside on that side then. I think we should be okay. Let me see if we can get outside. Is the open deck open or is it still closed? Okay, the open deck is open. Cool. Thank you, bud. Okay, if you have your hat on, now's the time to secure it with the hat securing strap.
We still got some good rolls today.
We still got some good rolls today.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our hat securing straps on. So what we're going to be talking about now is how to take pictures of the horizon.
Oh yes.
So we should all have the grid on our phone. We turned on the grid earlier. If you got an Android phone, you don't have the grid. I can show you how to do that. Now, when you're looking out at the horizon, this is why we canceled this yesterday. When you're looking out at the horizon, where should the horizon line be on your grid? So, it depends what you're trying to take, but the horizon line should always be on one of those two lines. So, in a sunrise, what is more interesting, the sky or the water? The sky is more interesting in a sunrise. In a sunset, what is more interesting, the water or the sky? The water. Sunset, you want to put the horizon on the top line. Sunrise, you want to put the horizon on the bottom line. Does that make sense? So sunset, you go on the top line because you want more on the bottom line because you want more sky than sea. Sunrise, you go there. Now here's the question. I'm going to borrow a victim right now. volunteer right now. You're going to be my volunteer. Stand right here on the edge. Don't worry. Don't worry. We won't push.
Stand on the edge.
Stand right there.
Little
So,
further back.
if you were to take a picture of her, how would we take this picture properly? Here's the answer. Do you see this rail? We're going to put the rail on the bottom line, and we're going to put her at one of the intersecting points of the two lines. I have to move over just a slight bit. So we're going to put her at one of the intersecting points of the two lines there. And then do you see what we get there? We get a somewhat different framed picture. So if I go in, yeah, so we're going to put her, just so you can see, we've got the rail on the bottom line, and we put her, probably I'm putting her on the right one, and we get a much prettier picture. Now,
Yeah, because she should be looking into
she should be looking into
the
the picture. Her face is black. That's when we would use a fill flash. Remember when we talked about the fill flash? Let's give that some practice now. Go ahead and turn your flash on. You're going to need to get pretty close to her to get that picture. But turn it on, and it's going to fill in, and then you'll see we actually get quite a nice shot. You might have to come to about where I am, so I'm going to move so other people can get there. Let's see what's going on. But we turn on the flash. The flash is only going to be effective from about 2 feet out in this light. But you can see we actually got quite a good shot. I know, just hold this way. Flash on. But it's really cool. Now the other thing I can do just to show you, I'll give you this after the class, is I can give her a portrait effect. Remember the effect I did in the theater? Now she's in focus and the sea is out of focus in the background, which is cool. It gives it a really cool portrait effect. So you,
What is this?
hey, that's saying it's going to fire the flash. That's saying it's going to fire the flash. That's what's really cool. So it's saying we're going to go ahead and fire the flash. Now does that make sense? So when we've got someone standing on the rail, we want the rail to be on the bottom line, and we want them to be at one of the intersecting points. I like to put this work into theory, if that makes sense. It is firing. I'm gonna stream it to you though. How did you just take that picture?
I don't ever do
She's
that
so
either.
pretty, I wanted her vertical.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's not something I ever do.
edit in iPhoto.
You can edit an iPhoto, but you're going to change the exposure of the entire picture. I like what's in the background there. So you're better off putting the flash. If you edit an iPhoto and you make it lighter, you're editing the exposure of the entire photo. So we've got a slightly different variable there, if that makes sense. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move down a little bit. I really like to go to the other side of the other side of the deck, but they've got that side of the deck closed. But we're going to continue down this deck a bit, trying to think where we can go in and do something. I always use the other side, but here's something very interesting. Do you see? This is the old Bistro on 5, the new Sushi on 5. I'll keep my opinions to myself. But what we're going to do is we are going to shoot through glass. Have you ever shot through glass before? Looks terrible. No, the reflection's a good ship. It's a terrible thing to be in glass. Yes. So how do you shoot through glass? Well, unfortunately, these people are going to learn that we like to take pictures of them through glass. So we usually do it in Cafe Al Baccio, but here's what you need to do. To shoot through glass, what you must do is you must take your device and hold it directly, I'm grabbing the right device, I have two devices in my pocket, hold it directly against the glass and angle it slightly down. So, if you go like that, you're going to get glare. If you put it directly against the glass and angle it slightly down, make sure your flash is off,
You want it off, or you'll just light the
or else
glass.
you're just going to get a giant blur.
He's going to be embarrassed.
Do you see that you go ahead and you actually get no reflection there? So you actually get no reflection if you take it and you angle it slightly down, because what it does is it assumes that your lens, the glass is part of your lens, and it focuses through it. It doesn't matter whether the glass is dirty, whether the glass has salt from the ocean on it. Like if you have glass in your cabin on deck 3 or something, it's probably all salted up. My cabin on deck 2 is all salted up, but you can actually shoot through the glass. Now the next thing we're going to do is what's called a vanishing shot. We're going to move on and we're going to do a vanishing shot. We're going to do it right over here. All right. Here comes the vanishing shot. Stay right here. I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do. I have two phones. Sorry, gotta grab the right one. Vanishing shot time. Now, you know that we have those lines that are showing on our phone. We've got the grid that's showing on our phone. We can use that to our advantage. When we have something like this, you see that rail that goes all the way there? If you follow the rail with your bottom grid line, you can make what's called a vanishing effect. So it'll look like the lifeboats go on forever. So you take your bottom grid line and you follow it all the way. And I'll show you what you end up with. You end up with quite an interesting shot. If you're following the line, you're giving the eye something to follow. If you give your eye something to follow, you can actually follow that thing you're giving your eye to follow. Railroad tracks, trees, all kinds of different stuff like that, you can do that with, which is what's very, very cool. Yeah, so you're going to follow, so you're going to tilt your camera a little bit, and you're going to follow the line. Tilt the camera in one line. See how mine's being held at a weird angle? You may need to come up in order to do this, it's okay. You can come up and you just follow the line, what's going on there. So you follow the line and you get a kind of different effect there. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be, we've got three more things to talk about here. We're going to talk about panoramas, but we're going to talk about doing something a little bit different with a panorama. Now we're going to do that back inside the ship. So we're going to go back inside the ship and we're going to do that on the inside. We're going to do something to do with selfies, and then we're going to go up to HDR up in the solarium, and then we're going to be done with the walking part of this. But I wanted to show you a couple things a bit hands-on. So we're going to go back to right where we came in, and I'm going to tell you something really cool that you don't know about the ship. Follow, 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 follow. Sorry, bud. Come back in. Oh. Oh, and move to this side. No working? Okay. Oh, you need to wait for that to close.
Oh, I see.
Thank you, man. Come on in. We're going to stop right here because I want to tell you something really cool that no one else is going to tell you, especially because this is Earth Day today. I'm going to tell you what's going on behind this door. So, yeah, it's actually something really cool going on behind this door. Some of you have been on this ship before. You will know what used to be behind this door, correct?
No, what?
This was formerly the Future Cruise Sales office.
Oh.
But now it is doing something completely different, and I think this is interesting because it's Earth Day. We're actually actively, while the ship is in operation, building another smokestack in the center of the ship. What? For something called the AEP project. We are going to give out significantly less pollution when this project is done, and we're going to be able to go to new ports that no other cruise ships can go to in the world.
Wow.
So it's really cool. So they're in the middle of building this right now, and they're actually building another smokestack right behind here while the ship's in operation. And we are going to put off about a quarter of the smoke that we put out before. All of our smoke will just be water vapor, and we're able to land things as solids, which is pretty cool. That's what's going on. Right behind that door. Don't go sneaking behind there. Yeah.
Go all the way up to the roof?
All the way up to the roof. Yep. It's built all the way down from deck 30 under the ocean all the way up to the roof. So they're building it. The cool thing is they've not taken the ship out of operation. They're doing it in operation, which is what's really cool. So it's pretty cool. We're doing that in operation. That's why you notice you smell a little bit of that's cutting pipes and stuff like that. But it's very cool welds because they're building another smokestack. But I want to show you another way to take panoramas. Now we've got something going on in the grand foyer, but I'm going to show you a new way to take panoramas here. That's very, very cool. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to do it right here. All right. So I'm sure that we've all taken a panoramic photo before, correct? We've all taken it? No? Well, not well. Here's the thing. When you take a panoramic photo, what you get is you get a bulge in the middle of the photo. It looks like, because you're getting closer to the object when you go like that. What's cool is you can actually take a pano by walking. So you can take a pano by walking and taking a pano. So what I do is if I have a pano like this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on pano, I'm going to say I'm going in this direction, and instead of sweeping, I'm going to start the pano, and then I'm just going to walk in a straight line until it finishes. And what's cool is it's not going to have a bulge effect in it. It's actually just going to follow. So you turn on pano, and then you're just going to, this is a good straight line to walk. It's not rocking that much. We can go and walk. And take the pano. Do little tricks. All right. Moving on. I'm going to show you one more thing with Panorama, so keep Panorama open.
Oh dear, okay.
Because you can actually do one more thing in Panorama that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you quietly because I don't want to disturb what's going on here. What's cool though is when you do a pano, I'm going to talk a little softer, if I need to come say it a couple times. When you do a pano, you can also shoot a pano like this. And you tilt your wrist. So what's cool is you can actually get the full grand foyer by doing that. If you go like this and you tilt your wrist up, and if you're on deck 3, what's cool is you can get all the way up, you can get the tree, you can get everything like that from deck 3. So you can tilt your wrist, just tilt your wrist, don't move the phone, just tilt your wrist.
From the West Coast back to the state of New York, taking a Greyhound down the Hudson River line.
And it's just pretty cool, you can do that. Now, again, all these things you can try on your own later on when there's not 20 of your closest friends with you. I'm just showing you that it's an option.
So when it says slow down,
It's telling you to slow down. Yeah. Follow me this way a little bit. We're going to go out of the way a little bit. Come on this way. Got 2 more stops, and then we're good for the day. Okay. How are you?
Easy guy, huh?
Now comes one of my favorite times. It's selfie time. Hey,
going, the arrow's not moving.
Panorama, you can play with it. Play with it. You'll get there. You'll get there. Come on in here. We're going to be doing something right here. Selfie time. Now, someone said, "Don't you need a tripod?" Come all the way in. We got a lot of room here. For some reason, this door is working.
Wide open.
There we go. Okay. So come on in. So we're going to be talking about selfies. Now the problem is when you normally take a selfie, you use the camera on the front of your device. That's not the best camera on your device. The camera on the back's a lot better. And someone said, well, do you need a tripod to do that? Who asked about the tripod? Someone asked, okay, so you said a tripod. all you actually need is a 45-degree angle on a wall to do this. And guess what we have right there? A wall. We have a wall. We have a 90-degree angle, which if we put our phone right in the 90-degree angle, what do we get as an angle? 45 degrees. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to open up the camera app. And you should see, the one thing I didn't talk about in the camera app during the main class was the timer. I didn't talk about the timer in the app. So we're going to open up the app, and you should have a little clock. We're going to click on that timer, and we're going to choose 10 seconds, 10S. The timer on the Android devices, it should be there as well. Yeah. Should just set the timer to 10 seconds. It's right up there, yep, 10 seconds. And here's what we're going to do. Once we have that set up, I want you to take your phone and put it down with the lens up. No, we're using the back camera, not the front camera.
Right.
So you want to.
Just the timer.
How much time like that?
So 10 seconds, and you're just going to put your phone down here. Don't do anything with it quite yet. Just put it down. Oh, sorry. You got a timer.
Oh.
They did move some stuff.
I know.
Timer. There we go. So we're just going to leave it, camera up, or in the if the Android, charger to the right, and just leave it right there. And here's what you're going to do: go leave your camera. No one's going to steal it. I have the best phone here. Sorry. So I keep my eye on my phone. Elsewise, I have one. So step back a little bit. I'm going to have everybody step back, and I'm going to number the phones. And I'm going to say the even numbers first, the odd numbers second, because all of us doing it at the same time is going to be a nightmare.
Is your phone there? I'm gonna come with you.
I don't have enough yet.
Mine's at the side.
I'll go with you.
What do you got? There's definitely a timer here.
Yeah, I know there is.
It's probably in the settings. Timer, there we go.
Then you can do it by voice.
10 seconds. Yep. You can with the Samsung you can say cheese. That's a little weird. So we actually go in and we put it like this. Let's get average. You got the timer on there? Yeah. And then what you should be able to do, we have the back cameras on. And it's difficult if you don't have a case on, but I just want you to get the concept of what's going on here. We don't have to actually do it now. So I'm going to name numbers for these phones. 1, 2, just you don't have to remember your number, just remember if it's even or odd. Cool? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Make sense?
Yep.
So let's just go and you can this hallway again is not moving. So you can be like
I'll be
0. That's an even number, I think. Not a real number. You can be -1. Okay. So you can be -1. So here's what I want: I want the odd people. So -1, 1, 3 to come up. What you're going to do is you're going to pick up your phone slightly, and you're going to press the volume button, and then put it back down, and then step back, and it's going to count down 10 seconds and take your picture. So the odd people first.
Oh.
Good old odd people first. You're even. You're 0. You're not divisible by anything.
Nothing.
And what it's going to do is it's actually going to use the flash to count down. You saw that?
Yeah.
Go put it back down right as soon as you do it. Press the button. Yep. So it's actually using the flash to count down to take the picture. So the flash isn't actually going off, but it's using the flash to say, hey, it's counting down from 10 and go boom, 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 boom.
Okay, and when is the flash?
And you can take it back. Yeah, it's done. It's done. Now go ahead and even people, go ahead and give it a try. Odd people, take your phones and take them back with you, because I'm going to show you one more cool thing. Oh, sorry. But even people, take your phones and take them back with you real quick.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, odd people take your phones and take them back with you. Yeah, now even people, press the volume button. Now I'm not sure on the Samsung phone whether it's going to show you with a flash, but on the iPhones it's definitely showing.
How are we gonna see it?
No,
You can see if it doesn't count on the flash.
Yeah, it's working.
no,
It's
it
not
doesn't
using
work.
the flash, but it is counting
It's all
down.
done. See? Let's count
Mine's
down.
not using the flash.
If you hit the button, let me see.
Which one counted down?
Because there's the front camera on.
We'd have to
Gotta go to the back
I don't know if it was
camera.
on 10 seconds or not.
Yeah,
It's down, it didn't
yeah.
work.
Oh, look, you got the light.
Let's all step back, because I'm going to show you something a little different.
Flash showed.
Step, yep. Then you can put it there on the
That light
front.
up there.
Yep, put it
Light
flat,
shows
flat down.
there.
And you can see what's going on? But I'm going to have us all step back real quick as soon as we get that, because I want to show you the next evolution in this. And if I had my Samsung phone, I could do it on my Samsung phone too. This next evolution I'm going to show you. What's cool, the one thing on the list we did not discuss was the iPhone camera remote. So I actually have a remote for my camera on my watch. Now, Samsung people are saying, well, that's not fair, don't worry. On the Samsung watch, they have this same remote. So what's really cool is you can actually remotely access, remember how we were talking about that app that lets you remotely access your camera? You can remotely access your camera from your watch. If things want to behave with me right now, which generally they don't. So I was going to see if I can take a group photo. Let's try and see if it wants to behave. Here we go. All right, everyone, we're going to squeeze in. Now what I have is I have a preview of exactly what's going on. Right on there. Now if I had my Samsung phone with me, I could get that same preview on my Samsung watch. We're going to count down from 3 seconds. Just look right at that little camera right there. 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
And then it does it. That's the cool thing, is we can actually do it from our watch. But the last thing we're going to do today, we are going to do on deck 12. It is likely we're going to need 2 elevators to get to deck 12. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you HDR. What I want to make sure is that we have HDR set to auto. So HDR should be set to auto, like I said in the class earlier today.
We only have on and off.
You only have on and off, yes.
I have auto.
If you turn it on and you'll see. What I want to show you is when HDR auto comes on, exactly what happens. So there's only one place on the ship I can consistently trick HDR into working, which is in the solarium on deck 12. So what we're going to do, and that's where we're going to end the class today, I'm going to show you, after we go to the solarium, I'll show you one more thing. I'm going to show you the place that I took that the time lapse this morning. I'm going to show you where that is because not a lot of people are familiar with how to get there. So I will end there if we can get out there, if it's not too windy. If not, I'll just point it out to you. But what I'm going to show you is, so you know the big grass wall up in the solarium? It's got the green grass, well, we're going to see it in a minute, and it's got the white flowers. As soon as you point your phone to it, if you have HDR on auto, it's automatically going to take an HDR photo. I want to show you what that means, because someone said, oh, I always have a little flash, I have a little this. It's just going to show HDR in a little yellow box. So I want to make sure we have HDR auto on. We're going to take 2 separate elevators, and we're going to take the forward elevators, and we're going to go up to deck 12. Hi, Demir. It's a Safari, yes. So, hopefully empty. Yes, okay, let's cram as many people in this elevator as we can. And then we'll get another one. We're going to meet you right on the elevator landing on deck 12.
Can I take that with you? For you?
No, we'll take it in the second elevator. That's going to be the party elevator. You know what? Since we won't be in that elevator, we'll send this with you guys. There you go. Don't say anything bad to it.
Is this thing on?
What's that
Panoramic picture in here.
That's right.
Oh, the 2 cameras, the back and forward cameras.
Hello.
Oh, you need the app.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
I hope you wanted to go to 12.
And be in a photo class.
Getting more popular by the second here. Always.
Yeah, I got everybody in the elevator. There you go.
Good panoramic there, eh?
Let's see. Oh, great.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of deleting after this.
Oh, I'm trying to delete because I don't have a lot of memory on this.
People come from. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a field trip.
This is the camera class.
You know what's so funny, guys? We could actually see you in the elevator on my iPad. I didn't realize. Yeah, we had you.
You could. Oh, no, you heard all we were saying about
No, fortunately, I have the audio muted.
Yeah.
Captain, what? Somebody was picking their nose.
Captain Snuffleupagus. Here we go. So what we're going to do, the last picture we're going to take, now remember we're taking pictures of the side of the wall, not of the people in the pool, because they go down to guest relations and say, some weird guy in a safari hat took pictures of me in my bathing suit. So we don't want that to happen because it's already happened twice. So do not take pictures of the animals. Only pictures of the scenery, even though we're on a safari. Now what we're going to do, you don't really even need to take the picture, but when you hold your camera up, you're going to see it say HDR in yellow. I'm making sure it's clear enough for us to go there. Yeah, it's clear enough. It's wonderful as nobody's even in the pool. Alright, so if you point your camera towards there and you have an iPhone device, it will automatically say HDR. Yeah, but that's it will auto take the HDR. You won't just say that it's going to do it, but it will take an HDR. Oh, so it's fun. It's still the timer on. Some of you still have the timer on? So what it's doing is it's blending those colors together. It's blending the colors together. What we're going to do is we're going to continue around this way. Follow me around this way. And we're going to go back towards the gym. That's where we're going to finish today. So do you see what it's doing there? It should be saying HDR.
Oh, I still my time.
Oh, you've still got the timer on. Yes, you need to turn off the timer. On the Android phones, it's just going to go ahead and take it. It's just going to take it in HDR. It doesn't have an indication that it's going to do it on an Android phone. Oh, look, all the people are waving. They're like, look at this guy. He's on a safari. Hold on. Let's grab the right phone. This is what happens when you have two iPhones on you. Quick picture of everybody taking a quick picture. Quick pano. All right, to the gym. All right, last thing we're going to do today. All right, last place we're going today. We're going to wait for everyone to come in. I'm going to let you know where we're headed. We're headed to this mythical place that you've never probably been to before. It's called the gym.
And my husband lives.
Secret place.
Your husband lives in the gym?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. What I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the best place to watch sail-ins. This is where I always watch the sail-ins when we have pretty sail-ins and stuff like that. The problem is the door is a bit tricky if you don't know how to make that door work. So we're going to go to the gym right now real quick. I'm going to show you when we sail into Lisbon. Everybody's going to be clamoring for the open decks. Everyone's going to be clamoring for the helipad, but I'm going to tell you there will be 2 or 3 people in this spot. So I like to show that, well, there's going to be 40 people in this spot now, because I'm going to show 2 sets of 20 this spot. So come with me.
So you're not telling the next group about it.
I'm going to tell the next group, but I won't tell any further groups.
We can't tell anybody else.
You can't tell anybody else.
Promise.
Remember, this is like, what's Fight Club or no, Vegas. What happens in Safari stays in Safari. What's up, Judith? So here's the secret to this door. What's up?
That's the other Richard.
Uh-huh. The secret to this door? The button. Because it doesn't have a sensor, because people are walking by doing exercise all the time. So there's no sensor on this door. But this is my absolute favorite place to take video, to take time lapses, to take whatever it is you want to take. There's this class going on, so we have to go back in the same way we went in. But we're gonna turn around and go back in. It's a little windy, but I wanted to show you how to get out here. The bridge is 2 decks directly below us. This has the exact same view as the bridge. If you look out, those are the bridge wings. That's where they actually dock the ship, right there when they're docking the ship. So you will have the exact same view that the bridge does from here. It's a nice secret place. Again, I'm going to show you, you have to hit the button on the outside or else the door will not open. So if you don't hit this, I'll show you where the button is. If you don't hit this button, this door will not open. Because there's no sensor inside, because people are exercising and stuff like that. But there's no sensor inside. That's the button. I know it's a little cold.
Coming back in, is
But
there a
if you're
button?
out there, you can
No,
get
there's a
back in.
sensor coming back in. There's a sensor coming back in, but going out, there's a button. So we're going to finish right over here. My legs are just...
I didn't hear, do you leave the HDR on automatic?
You leave the HDR on auto as much as you can.
Okay, thank you.
So, here's the thing. This is, I'm going to wait for everybody. This is the end of our safari for now. We will be picking up tomorrow as the schedule that you have originally intended, and we'll be following the schedule for the rest of the cruise. We swapped yesterday and today for that reason, and actually, I probably should have swapped them anyway because it wouldn't have made much sense after you take the camera class, so the rough seas were a good thing, other than helping me climb 64 floors. That was true. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you want to come in, I will be there from about 12:30 tomorrow. If you want to download some apps or anything like that, you already have access to the iLounge network. I just need to come and turn it on, if that makes sense. So that'll be
You have access to the iLounge
network. If you came in, you remember I connected you to iLounge? Okay. So there's a network. When you come in tomorrow, we'll get you connected. I don't say the password on video because there's a secret password. But that's it for today. If you have any questions, please, here's the most important thing. Simple questions, we will answer while we're going. Longer questions, I already got someone asked about Google Drive and different things like that. We will answer when we do the questions class at the end, which is, we don't have anything on Lisbon Day other than the thing in the morning in the theater. So we don't have any actual meetings on Lisbon Day. Plus, we're closed as soon as we get into Lisbon because they want to charge sales tax and everything. So we're better off just closing shop in Lisbon. But the last time we'll meet will be the C-Day after Lisbon. There's no theater class that day. The theater classes end on Lisbon Day, just so you know what's going on.
Richard,
That's
can I
it.
bring laptop as well as phone
Which one?
to download the Google?
Yes, you can bring my laptop as well if you have a laptop. Yeah, not a lot of people have their laptops on board. Nobody's UK here, or do I have UK people here? Nobody's UK.
Yeah.
You're UK? You need to come by if you're UK, and we got to set up the Google Photos on your device before you leave. Because I'll take a look. I'm going to end, and then I'll take a look. That's it for the safari. Bye!